Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in this episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, I will be reviewing Marvel's next thrice a year outing, Thor Love and Thunder, starring Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Natalie Portman, Taika Waititi, and others, in addition to a plethora of guest starers like Chris Pratt, Karen Gillan, Matt Damon, Russell Crowe, and so on. Before I head into the movie, I will start by marveling, get it, at how ubiquitous Marvel films have become in the context of the annual movie calendar. The superhero genre has irreversibly been added to the lists of genres of film to put out every year of movie studios all over Hollywood. If you are a studio lucky enough to have viable IPs, that is, and you can pretty much credit Disney Marvel for birthing the machine in its current format. They really did change the face of the industry. Heading into the film, Thor Love and Thunder could absolutely become one of the funniest movies in MCU history. The frequency of jokes on screen is on par with traditional comedies, and like in case of good comedies, most of these land, and they are doing all these jokes without treading into adult humor. Well, not too much, I should say. So, phenomenal achievement. And it is as a comedy that this movie does its best work. It is a feel good summer movie. It does not try hard to excite the Marvel slash comic book nerd, nor does it have any really exciting action set pieces. It gives people a lot of laughs as it quietly pushes the MCU forward by adding more characters, character development to existing characters, and even closes the loop on some characters. So, by no means a riveting ride, but rather a pleasant stroll through Marvel Land. And with its emphasis on being pleasant and feel good, the film somehow even manages to make the audience feel light about the demise of a character rather than making them feel sad or heavy as they leave the theater. And I don't think I'm a massive fan of that. The other major issue I have with this film is regarding Thor's weapons, Mjolnir, Stormbreaker, and one more new addition. This is serious spoiler territory, so before I get into this, I would like to wrap up the review part of the podcast by saying if you're a Marvel fan or a superhero genre fanatic or even a comedy fan, this film is an absolutely brilliant time to be had in the theaters, but by no means is this a vital, unmissable film. So, your call. Yes, with that done, let's head back to Thor's weapons. Spoilers begin right here. There is a dichotomy that is presented in this film which is quite frankly frustrating. All along, we were taught by the MCU that Mjolnir is an important sentient object that we have to care about. It is not just a weapon, it is almost like a pet. In fact, they make it an arbiter of morality or worthiness. Again, MCU, you assign this importance to it, not the audience. And they follow the same MO with Stormbreaker. Only difference is Stormbreaker is not passing judgment on your worthiness. But unlike Mjolnir, Stormbreaker feels jealous when Thor covets Mjolnir or Zeus's Thunderbolt. So you're thinking, okay, cool, Thor is tied to Stormbreaker. This adds a sense of exclusivity to Stormbreaker, and you kinda start looking at Thor and Stormbreaker as a duo. Now, let's move on to Stormbreaker's origin story, which is that it is a weapon that is forged in the heart of a star, and except for Thor, probably no one else in the current MCU could have brought Stormbreaker into existence. Yet again, we have a sense of exclusivity that gets attached to Stormbreaker, and yet again, we, the audience, assume a bond between Thor and it. But then, we have scenes in this film that are put in to make it clear to the audience that literally anyone can wield Stormbreaker and two of them are in fact children. The sheer disrespect here. For 12 years, we've had to believe that there are reasons as to why everyone cannot wield Thor's weapons. And now, in the same movie, we have that near axiom broken multiple times, which I know is inconsequential and insignificant and definitely not a problem worth spending even a microsecond on. But man, I've invested my time and money in this universe, and I will rant a little about things that I believe are not properly justified. Okay, now the rant's done. That's a load off my chest. Thanks for listening, guys. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast. Please follow me on Twitter and Insta at Podcast Plural and give this podcast a follow on your favorite podcast platforms and on YouTube. Thank you.